Alhamdulillah wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah sallallahu alayhi wasallam amma ba'd. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, my dear brothers and sisters. Welcome back to another Q&A with Ustad Abu Taymiyyah, me and the brother Dawah man. Now in today's video we're going to be discussing the topic of refutations, and we're going to be going into a bit of detail about why do you always refute, why do you do it publicly, can't you do it privately, what's wrong with you lot, don't you find anything halal, and whatnot. So without longer ado, I'm going to start with the first question. Why is it that we're always refuting? Is it because we find everything to be haram? Is there nothing halal going on? Subhanallah, why are we always refuting?
Okay then, brothers and sisters, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. That's a very good question. I was personally, wanting to make a video named "Why Abu Taymiyyah are you always refuting?" Okay, because people have come up to me and they've told me, "Wallahi, Abu Taymiyyah, stick to your mashallah, your nice lectures, your heart softeners, speaking about Tawbah, Euro 2016, because we've done lectures on things like that, and the other lectures that we have done, and leave off the talk about refuting others people's mistakes." Okay, brothers and sisters, Imam Ahmad rahimahullah ta'ala, he said, إذا سكت أنا وسكت أنت متى يعرف الجاهل صحيح من السقيم. If I'm quiet now and you are quiet, how are the people going to differentiate between the person who's calling to guidance and the individual who's calling to falsehood? If a person now comes and he's promoting suicide bombing and he's giving you doubts and nobody clarifies his mistake, wallah, Muslim brothers and sisters, they're going to go and they're going to blow themselves up. If a person comes out and he says, take the good, leave the bad, okay, it could be the reason why you go listen to an individual who's going to be the reason as to why you go out and you start thinking that you're fighting jihad in reality, when the reality of the matter, there's nothing there. And there's many other examples I can give you, brothers and sisters. Wallahi, it is a ibadah that needs to be done, that the Prophet ﷺ highly recommended. There's so many hadith, but I'm going to stick with one inshallah ta'ala. The Prophet ﷺ, he said, ما من نبي بعثه الله في أمة قبلي إلا كان له من أمتي حواريون. There wasn't a messenger before, a prophet before me, except that he had disciples, except that he had from amongst his people disciples. يقتدون بهديه ويستنون بسنته. They used to take his guidance as a guidance, and they used to take his sunnah as a sunnah. ثم إنها تخلف من بعدهم خلوف يقولون ما لا يفعلون ويفعلون ما لا يؤمرون. Then after that came people, they began to say that which they never used to do, وَيَفْعَلُونَ مَا لَا يُؤْمَرُونَ, and they used to do the things that they weren't commanded. They used to say things that they never done, and they used to do actions that they never ever were commanded to. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, you know what he said, brothers and sisters? فَمَنْ جَاهَدَهُمْ بِيَدِهِ فَهُوَ مُؤْمِنٌ وَمَنْ جَاهَدَهُمْ بِلِسَانِهِ فَهُوَ مُؤْمِنٌ وَمَنْ جَاهَدَهُمْ بِقَلْبِهِ فَهُوَ مُؤْمِنٌ. Whoever strives against them with his hand, this person is a believer. Whoever strives against them with his tongue, he's a believer. Whoever strives against them with their hearts, this person is a believer. Then he mentioned وَلَيْسَ وَرَاءَ ذَلِكَ حَبَّةُ خَرْدَلٍ مِنَ الْإِيمَانِ, and after that there isn't a mustard grain of iman that remains. So these people, who are they? Those who do things they weren't commanded. People who commit bid'ah, who do shirk, innovation, who call people to misguidance, things that are not part of the Sharia. And the Prophet ﷺ saying to whoever strives against them with his hand, that could be writing refutations, and also strives against with his tongue by refuting, whether it's by video, by audio, clarifying the mistake. So it is a part of our Sharia. It is a part of our Sharia. What I'm trying to make the people understand, brothers and sisters, nice lectures, it is great. But at the same time, when falsehood becomes apparent, why shouldn't we clarify it? Or why should we look at it in such a negative way? People, when they hear the word refutation, okay, they get goosebumps on their backs. It is part of our Sharia, brothers and sisters. It's a ibadah. It is a worship, just like salat is a worship. Imam Ahmad rahimahullah ta'ala, he was asked about which one is more beloved to you, clarifying the situation of the people of innovation or Hajj and fasting. He said, more beloved to me is refuting. Why? Because this is everyone that benefits. As for Hajj and Umrah, that's only for myself, and fasting, that's for myself. This is going to benefit other people. People are going to understand what is right and what is wrong, and it needs to be done. No.
I was just going to say as well, like Ustad emphasized on the point of refutation has now become sort of in our dictionaries a bad word. It becomes something where people they hear the word refutation and they take it as something negatively.
Yeah.
Whereas it's something that comes to correct the mistakes of others, not to judge them or not to sort of destroy their reputation, but to correct them and bring them to...
It's not a character assassination, brothers. I totally understand. There is people, they will come, they will get your character, they will assassinate it. They will take your eyes, they'll put a red mark on your eyes in order to take it out. Brothers and sisters, wallahi, we don't intend this. Okay? When it comes to refuting a mistake, you refute the mistake. And you keep it moving. Shaykh Salih al-Fawzan, every time he comes and he is asked about a certain individual who might be calling to misguidance, okay, he refutes the mistake and he keeps it moving. And that's it. And that's what we've tried to do and carry on doing, and Allah knows best.
Yeah, just, alhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salamu ala rasulillah, amma ba'd. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Yeah, akhi, so when people have an issue with refutation, wallahi, for me, it just is an indication, my brother, my sister, you don't really understand your religion. Wallahi, and I don't mean that in a rude way, but facts are facts, and I'll explain to you why. What is the foundation of Islam? It's built upon the Shahada, right? Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. We all know the kalima, we call it kalimatul ikhlas, right? La ilaha illallah. What's the very first thing in la ilaha illallah? What's the very first word? La is a refutation. La ilaha. You are saying there is no deity, no ilah, no God worthy to be worshipped in truth, illallah. The religion, you're entering into Islam starts with the refutation. And it's a shahada, you have to publicly testify. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. You have to publicly refute every single religion in that one statement. Every religion is being refuted in that one statement. So how can refutation be bad? Your Islam, you're entering into Islam starts with refutation. You see?
No.
So, yeah, refutation is a way of cleaning up the filth that's out there. Another thing, just to show, this is a part of our religion. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Surah Ali Imran, Allah said we are an ummah that's been taken out for what? تَأْمُرُونَ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ وَتَنْهَوْنَ عَنِ الْمُنْكَرِ وَتُؤْمِنُونَ بِاللَّهِ. Allah said three things here. Allah said you as an ummah, your job, this is your purpose as an ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. What is our job? Three things. You command the good. You say, Akhi, pray. You forbid the evil. Akhi, that's not how you pray, brother. No, that's not how you pray. And what did he say at the end? You believe in Allah. So in the Quran, remember, order, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He doesn't say things for no reason. No. Subhanahu wa ta'ala. This Quran is a miracle. There's lessons and benefits and things that can be taken out of everything. Allah, why did He mention believing in Allah at the end? First He mentioned enjoining good, then He mentioned forbid evil, then He said, وَتُؤْمِنُونَ بِاللَّهِ, and then you believe in Allah.
No.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made the enjoining of good and the forbidding of evil. Forbidding evil is refutation before Iman. To show you that it's like, can you really be a believer if you're not doing this? And then Surah Al-Ma'idah, what did Allah tell us about the disbelievers? لُعِنَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا مِن بَنِي إِسْرَائِيلَ عَلَى لِسَانِ دَاوُودَ وَعِيسَى بْنِ مَرْيَمَ. Allah said there's a curse upon the disbelievers from the children of Israel. A curse amongst the Jews that were disbelievers. There's a curse amongst them. Who is the curse from? Their prophets, Dawood and Isa alayhi salam. Why? Allah tells you in the next ayah, they used to see people doing evil and they never used to stop them. I'm going to be cursed if I don't stop this. We're going to be cursed as an ummah if we stop. The hadith that he mentioned in the previous video, when Zaynab bint Jahsh radiyallahu anha, she asked the Prophet ﷺ, will we be destroyed even though there's good amongst us? Even though there's good amongst us? And the Prophet ﷺ said, yes, if the evil is more than the good.
Yeah.
Sahi, we're going to be destroyed. If too many people start doing evil things, we're going to be destroyed. So after, in another hadith, the Prophet said, strike the hand of the dim-witted one. The sinner, the person who's a fool, he's sinning, he's robbing, he's stealing, he's murdering, he's doing bid'ah, he's doing shit. Stop him. Because him carrying on is going to be a destruction to you. Okay. So I'm saying, akhi, it's a part of our religion, akhi. Like, think about it. Akhi, the countries have border patrol. To make sure that no one dodgy can enter your country. They can't come into your country with any dodgy ideas. People with the dodgy, corrupted ideas, will they let them in? Because you might spread your ideas. people with illegal substances. Like, akhi, you can't enter the country with fruits and things like that because you might spread diseases. They're so concerned about people coming into their country and they contaminate their country. Akhi, the scholars who refute, they are like border patrol of the religion. You're trying to get into the religion? With that view? That's against the sunnah? That's shit against tawheed? That's against obedience to Allah? No, you're not coming in, brother. We're right out here. You just brought this to the table, we're going to blast it. Like, right now we're going to refute it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like, you know, refuting, like you said, it's like, it's not something bad. Wallahi, I'm genuinely, wallahi, I'm waiting for the day for Ustad Abu Taymiyyah to make a video or a status and say, brother Imran, we love you, we've seen good from you, da da da. Don't even mention good, because when you're refuting me, don't need to mention my good. Keep it to the point. Akhi, you know, da da da, you made a mistake, brother. And if I genuinely, if he brings the evidence and he's correct, and I will publicly, I will teach it Ustad Abdul Rahman. With the issue of there was an issue when, you know, it's nothing wrong if you say something. He had a statement that could have carried a meaning that wasn't so correct. What did he do? Straight away he came. This is what we were taught. He said, we were like, Ustad, we know you never meant it like that. We know you never meant it.
And I mentioned this publicly in a video.
Yeah, you never meant it like
online,
that. Don't apologize
online.
for it. Don't say. He said, no. My statement could have carried a bad meaning. I know what I meant. You know what I meant. The scholars he spoke to know what he meant. But he said, someone out there may misinterpret what I said. So he came out and he said, brothers and sisters, I was wrong and I take back my statement. There's nothing wrong with you refuting, and there's nothing wrong with you saying, brothers, you know, I made a mistake. So akhi, innocence is only for the Prophet ﷺ and the other prophets. After him, everyone else is going to make mistakes.
Okay.
So akhi, yeah, we have to correct the mistakes, bro. I'm like, don't you care about your religion? Like, if someone was coming into your house and he was going to, you know, like, you're so concerned. If someone was talking dodgy things to your sister or your brothers or your kids, oh, be careful who you talk to, and you'll be warning them that, you know, you're refuting their friends in school. You care about your kids more than their religion?
No.
Yeah, akhi. So we personally, we're trying to, you know, we're trying to revive your sunnah refutations. Akhi, me personally, akhi, I'll refute all day, all night, wallahi, akhi. And anyone in my life, if I see something, anyone, whoever, and I don't literally have to mention your name, but wallahi, it's my dream. Wallahi, I pray. Allah makes me a thorn in the necks of the people who are trying to destroy this religion. I want them to see me in their dreams, wallahi. No, seriously. Not even on a funny thing, akhi. Wallahi, akhi. You see, like,
Alhamdulillah. Okay, so you mentioned refutation. Okay, let's refute. Why do we have to go do it publicly now? Like, why are you always doing refutation public? Do you not like these people? Like, what's wrong with you? Like, just keep it private. Why are you coming out and publicly refuting people now? So, what do we say to these sort of people?
Okay, brothers and sisters, if I was to see any of you, like for example now, with your boyfriend or with your girlfriend in the alleyway doing stuff together, is it correct now for me to stand next Friday, and I think I'm going to be doing the khutbah in Milton Keynes, to stand on the minbar and expose you openly? Of course not. Because you were doing that sin privately. What is the need of me coming out openly and speaking about it openly, when that was something that was specific to you? But if a person is now innovation, his misguidance is affecting other people, then the other people, they need to be known. They need to know. They need to be advised. Okay? So it goes back to the situation of, is that sin that that person is doing, is it affecting only himself, or is it basically reaching other people as well? Now, and even there's some lines of poetry, الذم ليس بغيبة في ستة.
no.
Defaming is not backbiting in 6 cases. الدم ليس بغيبة في ستة متظلم ومحذر ومعرف. When it comes now, for example, the person who has been oppressed, and I'm going to mention this very, very quickly, he goes to a judge who goes to a person, he goes, Fulan oppressed me. You're not backbiting. The second one, ومحذر, warning against the person. If you see now a person, he keeps going back to this individual who has innovation and is going to corrupt him in his religion, for you to warn against him, jayyid, excellent. It is part of the 6. ومعرف, let's just say, for example, a person's name is not known, but he's someone that is blind or is someone that limps. For you to say a'raj, it is mentioned in the books of hadith. Okay, and there's another 3, as the poet mentioned, الذم ليس بغيبة في ستة متظلم ومحذر ومعرف ومظهر فسخا ومستفت ومن طلب الإعانة في إزالة منكر. There's another 3, but the point is, as it was mentioned by the poet, that which we're trying to speak about now, warning against the person who calls to misguidance. And if you go back to Riyadh al-Salihin, Imam al-Nawawi rahimahullah ta'ala, he has a whole chapter, Bab ma yajuzu min al-ghiba. that which is permissible when it comes to backbiting. And he mentions to you the 6 examples. This is why I just mentioned in some lines of poetry. He brings it in detail, and he brings you a hadith of how the Prophet ﷺ spoke about the person after he let him come into his house. When he wasn't there, he said, "Bi'sa akhul ashir." What a bad member of his tribe he is. Did the Prophet ﷺ fall into the backbiting that is haram? Na'am, the asl of the backbiting is haram. But you have other proofs and evidences that might take it away from being haram due to a need. Due to a need. Na'am.
No. Another occasion the Prophet said, "Kadhaba Abu Sanabila." You know, he said, "Kadhaba" means to lie, to make a mistake. He said, Abu Sanabila lied, he made a mistake. Publicly, the Prophet said. And the hadith, and the Prophet said, "Man ra'a minkum munkaran falyughayyirhu biyadihi, fa in lam yastati' fa bilisanihi, fa in lam yastati' fa biqalbihi, wa dhalika ad'afu al-iman." The Prophet said, if any one of you, anyone, not necessarily a scholar, anyone from amongst you, man ra'a, sees what? Munkaran, someone doing evil, someone doing wrong. The Prophet said, change it straight away. فَلْيُغَيِّرْهُ بِيَدِهِ. Change it with your hand. Change it. If you can't do it with your hand, do it with your tongue. If you can't do it with your tongue, hate it in your heart. And that's the weakest of Iman. The point is that what the Prophet said, he said, upon seeing, change it straight away. He didn't say, see it, go to him, advise him privately, No. If you see it and you're seeing it publicly, you straight away, you advise publicly. You made a mistake, my brother. If you see it privately, you advise him privately. But nowhere is like, there's a difference between advice and refutation. People confuse the two. Advice is done in private. Refutation is done in public, my brother. It can also be done in private, but you can also do it in public. And this is from the religion. Like, you're getting closer to Allah by this. Do you see?
No.
Yeah.
And to conclude... Sorry, go on.
Sorry, I'm very sorry. I just wanted to mention, I really want to add on to this point, because a lot of people think we're all about just refuting people, and they're like, oh, you guys just want to, get famous people's names and publicly refute them. With all due respect, do you know how many, out of all the people who you probably know all the public feuds that we've had, I won't mention no names, but publicly, online, when things get a bit peak, all these characters who, we try to advise them, and then it becomes, unfortunately, sometimes it becomes like a social media kind of, drama, war, whatever. With these individuals, do you know how much, like, I'm not all of them, but so many of them, do you know how much, like, private dirt I have on them? Not to say that I'm looking, like, someone will send me, like, a screenshot of a conversation where someone was talking some filthy things to this person, and say, brother Imran, I have proved this person, look at what he's saying to me. And wallahi, I will go to the brother privately. I say, Akhi, right now, look at all the things you're saying about me online. Look at how you're cussing me out. Look at the accusations you're making against me. Look at me, how this is to me to show you I'm sincere. If I just wanted to destroy your name, if I was just evil and I wanted to put you out there, I would take this screenshot and I'll publicly place it for everyone to see. But I'm privately sending it to you because you did this in private. Brother, you did this in private.
That's a very good point, brothers and sisters. That's a very good point.
But I'm gonna say, what you do in public though? Brother, wallahi, this screenshot right here, if you did it in public, if you said this in public, wallahi, I'd blast you. I would take it and put it everywhere. Because you did it in public. Why? Because public, you're affecting people now. No. You're affecting other brothers and sisters.
You're not affecting yourself, you're affecting everyone.
Yeah. I remember when the whole ISIS issue happened, when I made the videos against the ISIS people, one guy was being so rude to me online. He was being so disrespectful to me. And it got to me to the point where I was a bit upset now. I said, let's meet up in person now, my brother. You're talking a bit too much. Where are you? Let's talk in person. I don't like to do social media stuff. And then some sister messaged me saying, look at this filthy conversation this guy's having with me. He tried to chirp me and this other friend of mine, and she sent it to me privately. There's one occasion, many like this, yeah? I just privately sent it and said, brother, please, be careful. And then he just disappeared off Twitter. Alhamdulillah. But the point is that we differentiate. You see what I'm saying? Now, we're like, if the things that we have, we put it publicly like that, it would be a field. If we wanted likes and shares, we can make our own, like, social media tabloid magazine, but wallahi, that's not what we do. Yeah. So many things. I will go to the guy again privately, sit with him. Some people we're talking to privately till today. 3-4 years we've been advising them privately, you still haven't publicly gone out on them. But when we see that, no, this guy's going too far, and this is not for you, it's for the religion of Allah. It's the religion of Allah. Akhi, like I said, it's peak for you.
Yeah.
You can speak about my honor all day, and some brothers know, especially in the recent fiasco that took place on Facebook, the amount of insults, the amount of cussing and abusing and the character assassination that took place. I never took it out and start placing it online. But when the religion of Allah Azza wa Jal got spoken about, that's something else now. That's something else. That's something else, brothers and sisters. Our a'rad are sahal, our honors are sahal. But when it comes to the religion of Allah Azza wa Jal, that's something else. Okay, you know the other thing, brothers and sisters, which I find totally astonishing? The people get so excited when a Muslim comes and he refutes an atheist or a Christian. When there's something on social media, everybody likes it, everybody loves it, everybody, starts sharing it. And this person has been speaking batil, right? He's been speaking a falsehood. But when it comes to now a person that the people might take knowledge from, and I can mention a lot of names, you can just go into my YouTube channel who I'm talking about, okay? And we clarify the batil, the falsehood that he has come with. Why do the people get upset? The people get excited when it comes to ISIS, when it comes to atheism, when it comes to Christianity. What is the difference between this and that? And going back to the hadith that I mentioned, يَقُولُونَ مَا لَا يَفْعَلُونَ وَيَفْعَلُونَ مَا لَا يُؤْمَرُونَ. They do that which they weren't commanded to do. What's the difference now? This guy is coming with kufr and shirk, and this person is coming with innovation and things that oppose the religion of Allah Azza wa Jal. And all of these come under the generality of that meaning of the hadith. Then the Prophet said, whoever strives against them is a believer, with his tongue and likewise with his hand. So brothers and sisters, this is a bit of a double standard. Al-kaylu bi-mikalaini wal-waznu bi-mizanain. Sometimes we like it and sometimes we don't. It is part of our religion. Whether the falsehood is big or whether the falsehood is small, then it needs to be clarified on Allah Azza wa Jal. Wal-ilmu inda Allah.
No. So I just wanted to end by saying a few points as well. A lot of people bring the statements that are about you're exposing their public sins. Their sins are already in public, so they're exposing it themselves.
Yeah, that's open for me is a
everyone
yeah.
to actually see it themselves. Rather, what we do is we go and say, look, you've done this sin. This is the mistake that you've made. Not just for the person himself, but the bigger obligation is the people that are watching this person, the thousands and hundreds of thousands that people that watch this person and are thinking what he's doing is correct. Subhanallah, that is the first thing. And the second thing that I wanted to mention is also some people say that but like Allah is hiding your sins, surely you should hide theirs. Again, they're not hiding their sins. So subhanallah, this is another point that
and this was part of the sixth dimension in lines of poetry. When you come to the second line, it said وَمُظْهِرِ فِسْخَ وَمُسْتَفْتٍ وَمَنْ. A person who comes out and he publicizes his sins. This person, ghib is permissible for him. And you can look at Imam al-Nawawi rahimahullah ta'ala, that a lot of these people they love and they take from. In his Riyadh al-Salih has got a whole chapter.
And the book that Ustad also mentioned, Sheikh Ibn Uthaymin has a whole very nice commentary on that just chapter of backbiting. So you can purchase that. That book is about, I think, £6.
Translation?
Yeah, it's in English. So alhamdulillah, you can go purchase that. Yeah. So yeah, my brothers and sisters, I hope you benefited from that video. Again, we're not being judgmental, we're not coming here to destroy people or whatnot. Rather, we're just trying to benefit the people with some points and clear any doubts that you lot may have. Ustad,
and I mentioned just on the point we made, because I know it seems like a very tense video when I've been screw facing and raising my voice and so on, Ustad Abu Taymiyyah. So I just want to end by saying,
Did I raise my voice?
But not in that way, it's mashallah. But me, I did, yeah. And I just want to mention that Shaykh al-Islam Ibn Taymiyyah rahimahullah, is that sometimes, when you get a stain on your hand, you have to be a bit rough when you're cleaning it. You have to be a bit harsh with that. He said, when you're harsh with cleaning your hand, does that mean you hate your hand? No, actually that harshness is a sign of love. Because you won't purify your hand unless you're harsh with it sometimes. On your clothes, like this thobe, I like my thobes. I say, Allahumma barik, don't give me evil eye. So if I get a stain, I love this thobe. I get upset if something happens, but I'm going to scrub it hard if it gets dirty. Not because I hate it, out of love and mercy for my thobe. So sometimes when we're harsh, you need to drive that point home. It's out of mercy. As what Shaykh al-Islam Ibn Taymiyyah said, these people that we refute, we're more merciful to them than their own parents. Because, we're trying to tell you guys, and we hope that you could tell us the same when we make mistakes, that this is going to cause you to be seriously punished in the next life. That's more merciful to you than your parents. But we're pointing out a mistake that's going to cause you when you stand for Allah to destroy you potentially. So it's out of love and mercy and care and concern. Like we don't enjoy it. I used to get bare likes and shares and everything when I used to just talk about rainbows and bunny rabbits and you know, hey guys, and you know what I'm saying, all day every day I can make videos on zina all day every day, heart softeners and people are crying. But the reality is that, you know, that wouldn't be, it's not enough to fulfill the needs of the people. The people need to be explained and the matter needs to be clarified to them.
But all of that, brothers and sisters, needs to be done with knowledge and also with mercy and fairness. As Ibn Taymiyyah rahimahullah ta'ala said, and I'm sorry, I'm going to conclude.
I'm so happy you mentioned this, bro.
Yeah, because people sometimes they refute, they just go on one and they like refuting and refuting without justice and without knowledge. Ibn Taymiyyah rahimahullah ta'ala, he said, وَالْكَلَامُ فِي النَّاسِ يَجِبُ أَنْ يَكُونَ بِعِلْمٍ وَعَدْلٍ لا بجهل وظلم كحال أهل البدع. When speaking about other people, you need to have two things: ilm and also justice, fairness, not with ignorance and oppression like those people of innovation. This is what they are known for. Doing it with ignorance and oppression, that's what the people of innovation are known for.
So like for example, it can't be, you refute, it can't be based on emotions or personal preferences or personal beefs or problems with
You're fat, you're obese.
Okay, so inshallah.
Wait, you finished?
Are you finished?
Yeah, so brothers, it needs to be done with knowledge. Even, you know, Allah told us not to even like oppress the non-Muslims. We can't oppress the non-Muslims. It is impermissible for you to go and oppress a non-Muslim. You see, because Allah Azza wa Jalla told you to be fair.
Okay, so my brothers and sisters, I hope you benefited from that video. If you did, make sure to share the video to your group chats and your social medias and whatnot, and spread the khair, inshallah. Remember, a lot of people tend to forget that just because we're here advising you, that doesn't mean we don't have mistakes. We are also sinners like you. So we also need advice, and any advice that you give to us, we will sincerely look at it and try and improve on that, inshallah. So until the next time, it's Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.